good evening, wherever you're watching me from, all over the world. Welcome to today's um, life story session. Where we talk about real and raw betrayal stories from women that have been hurt. Some are healing, some that have survived the situation, and they just want to put it out there for other people to learn and be strong and know that they are not alone, and they are stronger than they think, and they can come out of it. So I hope we both will enjoy this life together, and we'll be able to pick one or two lessons or red flags that I need to to be looked out for when in a relationship. Sit back and let's enjoy this session. So without further delay, I'm going to be reading out the stories from my DMs that I've gotten during the week. Then, just as we know, they are all anonymous. Names are not going to be called, so we'll just be going into the stories one after the other. So let's begin. The first story here says he said he was traveling to Abuja for a business trip. 2 days, 2 days for a business meeting. 2 days, Friday to Saturday. We had been together for 3 years, so there was no reason to doubt him. I even helped him pack, press his shirt, fold his trouser, and reminded him to take his charger. Before he left, he kissed me and said, "I'll call you every night, my love." I smiled, believing every word. Now, Friday night, no call. I sent him a message. "Hope you landed safely." Normal. One tick, not even delivered. By Saturday afternoon, I decided to call. The first ring went through, then the cut, then he cut the call. Almost immediately, I got a text in a meeting. "We'll call you later." Later never came. Then, Sunday evening, I prepared his favorite food, waiting for him to return. But he walked in, smelling of a perfume I've never worn. Not strong, just faint enough to make me question myself. Now, while unpacking his bag, I noticed something odd. One of his shirts, neatly pressed when I packed it, was crumbled, smelling faintly of sweat and perfume. In the side pocket of his bag was a hotel room card key. Not for the hotel, he told me he was booked in. Another name entirely. When I asked him, he laughed it off. "Oh, they moved me to a different hotel last minute. Abuja was crazy this weekend." But that night, as he showered, I checked the number on the card key. The hotel, not in Abuja, but in Ibadan. It wasn't a business trip. It was just another kind of meeting, one that didn't include me. So you can see these are forms of red flags that need to be checked. If you delay in taking action, lies, small lies will come to cover another small line, to cover another small lie, to cover another small lie. So without delay, I will quickly rush the second message that came into. Now, this one states it started with a late night phone call. He said his cousin in Benin has been rushed to the hospital. Another lie. He needed to go immediately. I didn't think twice. I told him to pack quickly while I sent him some cash for trip. It's, we have been together for long enough for me to trust his words, and family emergencies don't wait. Now, the next morning, I tried calling to check if he had arrived. His line was switched off. I thought maybe he was still on the road. By evening, still no word. That night, I sent a WhatsApp message. How is your cousin? I'm worried. Now, no reply. On the second day, I got a strange message from a mutual friend. It was a picture from Instagram. It was at a resort in Calabar. Can you imagine? This is someone saying he's going to his cousin. Now it's a resort in Calabar. Now swimming shorts, sunglasses, smiling, and a text to him, a woman in, and next to him, sorry, a woman in red bikini. The caption: weekend went well spent with the best company. I called him immediately. He didn't pick. Later, I got a text. Sorry, network was bad. I'm still in a, I'm still in Benin to Calabar. I'm still in Benin. Welcome. It goes soon. Hi, I see you. Welcome. I thank you for always coming back to check on me. I called him immediately. He didn't pick. Later, I got a text. Sorry, network was bad. I'm still in Benin. You are just praying for my cousin. I sent him the screenshots with no reply. When he returned 2 days later, I didn't say a word. I just handed him his bag and said, give this to your cousin when you see her again. Inside the bag, every gift he has ever given me. I didn't need souvenir of a man who could turn a hospital story into an holiday. For you to see someone is sick just to meet another woman, that is the heck of it. That is seriously to lie that somebody is hospitalized while you're just going there gallivanting with another woman. Some stories are just crazy. Now I'll move to the next stories that says we met in the university, so I understood the pressure of late night study sessions. When he told me he would be staying late at the library with his classmates to prepare for an exam, I didn't question it. He even video called me once from the library, well lit, quiet, sack of book behind him. It felt reassuring. One night, he said they are pulling an all-nighter. You know, the way we're in university, you gather each other to, read, maybe exam or test is coming. So around midnight, I decided to send him a food delivery, just some snacks and coffee. The delivery guy called me, sounding confused. Madam, I'm at the library you sent, but they said it's been closed since 9 p.m. I tried calling him, no answer. A few hours later, he sent a text. Sorry, my phone died. Still at the library. Exam is tomorrow. That didn't sit right. So the next evening, I went to the library myself, pretending I wanted to surprise him with dinner. I found him not in the library, but in the small coffee shop across campus, sitting very close to his study partner. Her head was on his shoulder, his arm around her. When he saw me, he froze. I just placed the food on the table and walked away. He didn't follow me. Now, sometimes the biggest lesson aren't in books. But I love this style. Just no drama. Just walk away. Let him be fighting with his conscience there. You are stronger than you think, babe. Please, guys, if all these stories are aligned with you, please, I need you to drop a comment in the chat to let these ladies around the world feel that they are not alone. They are stronger. They've survived it. So, and nothing can break them. So quickly we'll move to the next DM. The message now trip. Now he told me he had a trip coming up, 3 days in another city, all expenses paid by his company. I didn't think much of it. We both had busy work sessions before, and travel was nothing new for him. But this time it seems different. He brought new clothes. I'm fine, thank you. Because I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for tuning in again. I'm fine. But this time it seems different. He brought new clothes. Not work shirts and ties, but casuals, expensive looking. He got a fresh haircut 2 days before leaving and even changed his wardrobe, his clothes, sorry. When I teased him about trying to impress his clients, he just laughed. Now, the morning he left, he kissed me goodbye and said, "Don't stress, I'll call you every night." And he did. The first night, his call came exactly 9:30. Now, the background was quiet. Just him saying he had a long meeting. I was about to sleep. Now, the second night, though, I noticed something. I could hear faint music in the background, slow jazz, clicking glasses, people laughing. When I asked, he said he was having a late dinner with colleagues. But on the third day, something happened. One of his close friends sent me a message. "Isn't this your man?" Attached was a photo from Facebook. He was in a restaurant, leaning across the table, holding the hands of a woman I've never seen before. They look intimate, definitely not like colleagues. Now, I didn't confront him right away. Instead, I called his office and asked if he was back yet. The receptionist hesitated, then said, "Oh, he's been working from home this week." Wow. So, no trips scheduled. My heart sank. There was no business trip. That evening, when he returned with his suitcase, I, I had dinner waiting, his favorite. We ate in silence. When he finally asked, "Why are you so quiet?" I slid my phone across the table and the photo on the screen. He didn't even try to lie, just signed, got up, and walked out of the house. The suitcase is still there. I haven't opened it. I don't need to. Some things you just leave unpacked. Some things you just leave unpacked. So, guys, these are stories. They are not fairy tales. These are stories that happen to women around the globe that they just want to share their thought, share their thoughts. I'll tell people what they've been through and how they were able to come out of it. Cheating stories that are not fairy tales, and they just feel that not keeping it to themselves, letting other people that might be in the same situation know that they can actually move. I love it. Thank you, Amanda. I love you from India. Thank you for tuning in. So quickly we go to the next stories. It says it was a Sunday afternoon. We had planned to spend the day together, just a lazy cozy that day at home. Movies, snacks, maybe cooking dinner together later. He'd been he's even been talking about making his special stew, the one he claimed nobody else could make like him. Now, around 2 p.m., his phone rang. I noticed the way he grabbed it quickly and stepped into other room before answering. Another red flag. Now, when when he came back, his face looked tense. He said his cousin had an emergency and needed him to come over immediately. I didn't ask him. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you. Yeah, I love it too. I love it too. Thank you so much. Now, I didn't ask too many questions. Sorry, guys, that I'm breaking, but I just want to greet my people back. I'm sorry. I didn't ask too many questions. In our culture, family obligations are taken seriously. If a cousin call, you go. You know now. In our own culture, you don't play with family. So no matter what you had planned, he promised he'll be back in 2 hours. But hours passed. By 7 p.m., I called to check on him. He didn't answer. I sent a text. "Is everything okay?" No reply. Now, at 9:30, I tried again. Finally, he picked up. His voice was quiet. He was trying not to be overheard. That kind of like you not don't want to scream so that people around you don't know. Now, he said, "I'm still with my cousin. It's complicated. Don't wait up." Then he hung up before I could even say anything. Something didn't sit right with me. I knew where his cousin lived. So in 15 minutes drive away. So just a 15-minute drive away. So I decided to go. I told myself it was just a drop off some food for him in case he didn't even eat in all day. When I arrived, the front of the house was dark. I knocked. His cousin opened the door, looking surprised. Oh, he's not here. My stomach dropped. I asked, didn't he come over for an emergency? The cousin frowned. No, we haven't spoken in weeks. Wow. Is everything alright? I drove around for a while, trying to figure out where it could be. Then, by pure conscience, I spotted his car outside a small lounge on the other side of the road. Sorry, guys. Can my screen translate? Okay. Sorry. It's my service. My service. Okay. Okay. Manda. Wow, are you proposing? Wow, I'll give you an answer later. Wow. So I drove around. Okay. Now, the kind of place you go when you don't want to run into anyone you know. I parked a little further away and went inside. The dim light, the dim lighting made it easy to move around without being noticed. And there he was, in a corner booth, sitting close to a woman, his hand resting on his thighs. They were laughing, completely absorbed in each other. I just stood there for a moment watching, not because I wanted to hurt myself, but because I wanted the reality to sink in. The family emergency was just another name for someone else. Can you say family emergency just to meet up with another woman? Like, what kind of a lie is that? No. Okay, I left without confronting him. Yes, go girl, that night. When he came home the next morning, smelling faintly of perfume and smoke, I didn't say a word. Now, sometimes silence speaks louder than questions. Yes, you don't need to ask questions. You just silent treatment and live gently. Pack whatever you feel is yours and gently leave. Let their conscience judge them. Now, the next one here says, this is coming. Okay, anonymously, we said we are not calling names. So for years, we had the kinds of relationship where phone weren't a big deal. I told you, when phone is becomes a big deal in a relationship, when phone becomes something you can't touch, is a big red flag. Because I believe if our body is open, is not private, is public to each other, then nothing should be private. Nothing should be private. Not even your bank account should be private. Sorry, guys. So for years, we had the kind of relationship where phones weren't a big deal. We could leave them lying around, face up on the table without second thought. If his phone rang while he was in the shower, I answered it. That's how it should be, and vice versa. Now, there were a kind of comfort in that openness. Then there will be comfort. You are free with each other. You can pick each other call. If it's work related, you can say, okay, so just step out and the rest. So there will be an open, there's comfort in that kind of openness. Then suddenly things change. He started keeping his phone on silence. That's where it starts. Not just silence, locked with a password I didn't know. Problem has started coming. Now if a message came in, he will pick up the phone so fast you'd think it was about to explode. At first I told myself it was nothing. Maybe work has given him some kind of confidential project. Maybe he just wanted more privacy. But it was the way he would lift the screen away from me, or take calls in another room, that that gave me concern. Now, one night we were watching a movie together when his phone buzzed. He reached for it quickly, but quickly enough, I caught a glimpse, just a name I didn't recognize, and a heart emoji next to it. I asked, "Who is that?" He said it was work contact, a client who joked around a lot. Just the explanation was so flimsy, it almost made me laugh. Now, that week, I noticed a pattern. Every night around 11 p.m., his phone would light up with messages. His excuse, he would excuse himself, step aside for some fresh air, and come back smiling to himself. One evening, he fell asleep on the couch with his phone in his hand. For the first time in weeks, it wasn't locked. I hesitated for a long moment, then opened it. The chat with the heart emoji was the right on top. The messages weren't even subtitled. I miss you. Last night was amazing. What can when can I see you again? Photos too. Not the kind you mistake for friendly. Now I sat there, phone in my hand, staring at the words. It was strange. I didn't feel the way I thought I will. No screaming, no crying, just a cold clarity. Now I put the phone back in his hand, let him sleep, and quietly began packing my things. By the time he woke up, I was gone. Some people need to hide their phone because they are protecting a surprise. Others, they are just protecting their secrets. That is it. When you hide phone, it means you have something fishing you are protecting. Not that you are protecting, you just want to surprise someone by hiding phone. There is a secret you don't want them to see. So quickly, I will go to the next one also. He told me about the business trip 2 weeks in advance, a conference in another city, 3 days long, fully paid for by the company. I remember feeling proud. I knew how hard he's been working, and it felt like recognition for his efforts. I even helped him pack, slipping a note into his bag that said, "Come back safe. I'll miss you." Now, the first day, he called me in the evening. We talked for almost an hour. He told me about the hotel, the speaker, the dinner buffet. It sounded like everything was going as planned. The second day, his calls were shorter, just a quick check-in before saying he was tired and needed to rest. I didn't think much of it. Conferences can be draining. But on the third night, something fell off. Fell off. It was past midnight. Manda, you want to date me? Wow. We'll talk about that later. Okay? You are my dream girl. Okay, thank you. I'm India. Will you? So I need to fly down to India. Wow. No problem. But the third night, something fell off. I was past midnight. I'm sorry, guys. And he still hadn't called. I tried his phone. It rang twice, then went to voicemail. I sent a message, "Hope you are okay. Haven't heard from you today." There was no reply. Now, the next morning, I woke up to a single text. "Sorry, I fell asleep early. Talk when I'm back." Something about that didn't sit right. Have known him for years. He doesn't just fall asleep early at a conference. Later that day, I was scrolling through social media when I noticed a post from mutual acquaintance, a photo taken at a rooftop bar in the same city he was visiting. In the background, there he was sitting close to a woman, laughing, his hand dragged casually over her chair. I zoom it, my hands shaking. It was just the way they were sitting. It wasn't just the way they were sitting, sorry. I was it was the look on his face, relaxed, happy, with a man completely at home in his company. I didn't say anything right away. I wanted to see how he would spin the story when he came back. When he finally returned, suitcase in his hand, I asked how the trip was. He smiled and said, "Productive, tiring, but good." I asked if he made any new friends. He struggled. Just colleague. You know how it is. I didn't tell him I've seen the photo. I just nodded, smiled, and excused myself. Because sometimes the best way to deal with a liar is to let them believe you haven't caught them. Yes, girl. Just let them be dreaming that you don't know nothing, and you move on, you leave them behind. You move on with your life. Let them be in denial that you have not caught them. Okay, guys, please, I need to put an love emoji to this wonderful women around the world sending me this message, letting them know that they are stronger than they think. They've survived. They are survivor, and we are here for them. Just like the way we are listening to them and giving them, sharing them up that they are stronger. Now I'll go to the next one. Where quickly now, where I came from, meeting the family isn't just a familiarity, it's a big deal. Especially in this part of the world, Africans, meeting your spouse family is a very big deal, like a jam. It's even more than jam. You have to be, you understand. Now, if you are invited to a family gathering, it means things are serious. Now, so when he asked me to join him at his uncle's 60th birthday party, I was thrilled. It felt like a step forward. Ladies in this part of the world, when they ask you that, please, can you come to my family house? We have some kind of party. You know that, wow, this is a step forward. So you know how it is for ladies. Now, I spent days planning what to wear, bought a new dress, had my hair done, even bake a cake for his mother. I wanted to make a good impression. We arrived together, hands hand in hand, and people welcomed me warmly. I was introduced as a friend. I brushed it off. Maybe he wasn't ready to make things official in front of everyone. Now, the party was in full swing when I noticed something strange. Across the room, a young woman was surrounded by a group of older aunties, all smiling at her. The way they touched her arm and whisper in her ear, it felt familiar, like the way people act when they have already accepted someone into the family. Then his mother walked over and said to her, loud enough for me to hear, "You're such a good match for him. Hmm. We can't wait for the wedding." I froze. The wedding? I pulled him aside. "What's going on?" I asked. He looked confused for a half second, then said, "It's complicated." Can you imagine? You can bring somebody to your house and humiliate them to that level. It's complicated. I will explain later. But letter never came. Instead, I found out from one of his cousins that the other woman was actually his fiancée. Their engagement has been announced months ago. That's even a disrespect to the other woman. Like how? And the family was already planning the ceremony. Had been nothing more than a distraction. Someone he kept on the side while playing the role of dutiful groom to be. Standing there with music playing and people laughing. I felt like I was the only one who didn't know I was the outsider. I'm sorry, so sorry, girl. Please, guys, I need you to put in chat. Leave a love emoji for these women. They have been through a lot, and I salute their courage for bringing out these stories for other people to learn and see the no red flags that you can just move on before even get to stages you'll be totally broken. Now, when we left that party, I didn't cry. I didn't make a scene. Nice one. I just let go of his hand, walked to my car, and drove away. Sometimes betrayal isn't whispered in private, it announces a whole room, and you're just the last to hear it. These stories, some breaks my heart, but I know these are women that have survived, they have healed, and they have moved on. And I salute your courage, guys. I salute your courage. Quickly, we'll move to the next stories. Now, we met back in school, so I knew his routine well. He always said the library was his safe place, quiet, focus, no distraction. Even after graduation, when you enroll in a professional course, the habit stuck. So when he told me he had to stay late to study with a classmate before an important exam, I didn't think twice. Why would I? He's always been the disciplined one. But a week later, I started noticing changes. He was suddenly more protective of his phone. No, guys, have said this, when they start being more protective of their phone, a big red flag. Don't just wait. If you can't check, I'm a fan of check their phone. Yes, check. When you cannot check, then that relationship is as good as gone. I started noticing changes. He was more protective of his phone, even in the house. He take calls outside and come back with excuses like it's just a friend asking about the course materials. Now, one night, I called him around 10 p.m., expecting to hear library chattering chattered in the background. Instead, I heard music, soft romantic music. I asked, "Where are you? This doesn't sound like the library." He laughed it off. They were having a small celebration at the library sorry. End of time vibes. Sometimes something about that answered didn't sit right with me. Now, a few days later, a mutual friend sent me a photo from Instagram. It was him, same shirt he wore that night, but not in any library. He was in a restaurant, seated across from a woman I'd never met. Their heads were close, their hands nearly touching over the table. When I confronted him, he didn't deny being there. Instead, he said, "You're overreacting." That's what they say. You are being overreacting. She's just my study partner. We're revising over dinner. But yeah, but here is the thing. If someone hides their study partner from you, deletes his message, and changes their routine, it's not studying they are doing. Yes, take it. It's not studying. They are no more studying again. I didn't jail. I simply told him that exams end, but trust, once broken, rarely comes back. And just like that, I became the lesson he never wanted to learn. Baby girl left quietly. Because when you ask questions, when you are looking for explanation, they will always bring a small light to cover the bigger one. So it's better or best to just leave quietly. Now, quickly we'll move to the next one. Now, he worked in sales, so occasional travel was part of his job. I was used to him packing a small bag, kissing me goodbye, and sending photos from hotel rooms or clients' dinner. It was routine. So when he said he had a 3-day work trip to another city, I didn't question it. On the first night, I texted him around 9 p.m., asking how his day went, sorry. He replied hours later, saying he just finished a long meeting and was exhausted. The next day was the same. Short reply, no video calls, and a lot of "I will explain when I get back." But something felt off. Normally, he sent me picture of his meals or the view from his hotel room, as in just to make you now not have doubt, reassuring you of where they are. Normal. This is my view stuff. Environment to make your partner believe that yes, they are where they said they are. Now he said, but now something fell off. Normally he would send a picture of his meal or the view from his hotel window. This time, nothing. So I decided to check. Not in a sneaky way at first, just curiosity. Now, I called a friend who happened to work in the same city he was supposedly visiting. I asked her to check if his company had any event or client meetings happening there that week. He repli- Her reply was short. There's nothing there. His company isn't even doing business in this city right now. Wow. That was that's when my stomach dropped. I didn't confront him immediately. Instead, I waited until the day he was supposed to return. When he walked through the door, suitcase in hand, I hugged him and quietly slid a hotel car key onto the table. It was from the city he claimed to be in. It wasn't from the cities he claimed to be in. It was from a resort just 2 hours away. He froze, no explanation, no excuses, just silence. And in that moment, I realized the worst part wasn't that he lied about where he was. It was that he thought I would never find out. They always think they are smarter, they can be nothing, they are on top of their game. But baby girl, most times we know the signs are there, except when we don't want to talk, or we want to let things go, or we just want to live quietly without drama. Which I have been, which I'm an ambassador of no drama. Just leave them. Live gently. No stories, no smashing of anything, no shouting, no yelling, no screaming. Just move on, because something better is going to come your way. So if you have ever loved someone that lied to you, or you've been made to question your worth, or you are still healing from something that broke you, just know that you are not alone. You are not alone. You have survived. You survived, and you are still going to meet better offers that will make you forget years of heartbroken. So we are not alone. Now, the next one here says it started with not my key, not a house key, just a small golden hotel key card tucked between the pages of a book on our living room shelf. I wasn't snooping. It was dusty. It fell out. Then I moved the book. When I moved the book, sorry, the hotel name was printed across the front in shiny silver letters. It never been there. We have never been there together. At first, I thought maybe it was from a work trip. But when I checked the fine print, I saw the check-in date 3 weeks ago, right in the middle of the week when he told me he was staying late at the office to catch up on a report. I told myself not to jump to conclusions. Maybe it was a client meeting. Maybe it was nothing. Maybe I couldn't stop thinking about it. The next day, I called the hotel. I pretended to be confirming a reservation for my husband. The woman on the phone told me cheerfully that the booking has been under his name. But for two guests, my hands went cold. My voice stayed calmed. I asked her if she could remind me what room it has been, so I could surprise him with something. She told me the suite number and then added, "You two were such a lovely couple when you checked in." I hung up. I hung up before I said something I couldn't take back. That night, I didn't say a word. Instead, I suggested we watch a movie. He laughed, leaned back on the couch, and rested his arm around me like nothing happened. And I just sat there, smelling the faint trace of perfume that wasn't mine on his shirt, wondering how he could look so at ease while holding me after holding her. I didn't cry, not yet. Some betrayers you need to sit with for a while before you decide how loud the ending will be. So some women will just live gently, while some will just want to like let you feel the pain. They plan their exit while you too you feel the pain. So this is exactly what I think my sister here wants to do. Say some betrayals you need to sit back, you need to sit with for a while before you decide how loud the ending will be. Though I'm an advocate for peace, you don't need to make a scene or break things or smash something. You just live gently and let their conscience, because your mental health is also very important that you need to be worried about. So we'll quickly go to the last one for today. Oh, sorry, second to the last one for today before we round it up. Now, he said he was going to visit his cousin. This is the second to the last. It was it was just a quick weekend trip, and he'll be back by Sunday evening. I didn't I didn't think much of it. I even helped him pack his bag. He kissed me. Sorry, I think we read this. Sorry. Okay, is this one? Sorry. It was a Wednesday evening, and he said he'll be working late. Big project at the office. He told me, kissing my forehead before leaving. I believed him. I always did. Around 8:15 p.m., I sent him a quick message. Don't forget to eat something. It stayed on read. By 9:30, I tried calling. The call went straight to voicemail. Not once, not twice, three times. I started telling myself stories to calm my mind. Maybe his phone died. Maybe he was in a meeting. Maybe I was just paranoid. Then, by 10:02 p.m., his phone suddenly showed online. No reply to my text. No return call. Just online, then offline again. That night, I barely slept. By morning, his excuse was ready. Their excuse is that they always plan their way out. Oh, my phone was on silence and I didn't notice. He smiled. He smiled as if that explained everything. But something felt off. 2 days later, while grabbing his laundry to wash, I noticed a different scent clinching to his shirt. Not my perfume, not laundry detergent, something floral light, almost like body spray. The real slip happened when he left his phone on the couch. It lit up with a notification. Had a great time the other night. Can't wait to see you again. No name saved, just a number. My hand shook, but I didn't open it. I didn't need to. The words were enough. Yes, girl. They were enough. The pieces fit together now. The silent phone, the unread message, the strange perfume, and all I could think was, it's never really the silence that hurts. It's what they are doing while you are not hearing from them. It's never really the silence that hurts. It's what they are doing while not hearing from them. You'll be home worrying about them. Are they fine? What are they doing now? Is everything going on fine? But what they are doing behind while you are home worrying is what really hurts. Is what really hurts. So to that, I think we've come to the end of this session. So if you are out there, this story resonates with you, you have been broken, I just want to let you know that you are not alone. You are not alone. You are a survivor. You have survived it, and you keep on surviving. Just release everything and let the universe take uh control, because there are lots of amazing humans out there that are ready to explore with you. So don't shut yourself in, don't be too hard on yourself, and just have fun. Don't be indoor, have fun. Have fun. You are not alone. Have fun. We are here for you, and I love you guys. I love you guys from the bottom of Amadi says, where are you from? Please tell me. You're in India, I'm in Nigeria. And that will take days or hours. I want to date. You want to date? You're my dream girl. Wow. We are two different continents, far away from each other. I love you. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys in our next one. See you guys. Bye bye. Yeah.